All right, welcome back to this series of little video clip on the dive theory subjects. We're going to talk about equipment. So for equipment, this is one of those subjects. We really want to look back at our experience as scuba divers and really make it sure that you relate that information to diving. By doing this, everything starts to make sense. And so as you're training your dive master candidates to answer questions on equipment, they need themselves to be very familiar with the topic, understanding it. And so I found that working with Dive Theory Online, which you have as an instructor, makes it really easy to look at some of the subjects there. You can pick up questions there as well. And you can pick up questions, again, as we mentioned, in exams or the encyclopedia. So there are tons of ways to find questions. But here, with equipment in Dive Theory Online, that works really well. So what I'm going to use for this presentation is the Dive Theory Online under equipment. We're going to focus a little bit on regulators. So as I click on that, we have quite a bit of information on regulators that you can see. And a lot of them have to do with the models of regulator, how they function, the different parts of the regulators as well. And we're obviously talking about open circuit regulators, not rebreathers at this point. But you have different functions and certainly different parts of the regulator. So for this, I usually grab a piece of equipment because with a piece of equipment, everything starts to make sense. And so as you discuss those, people can use their own regulator. Again, remember as the dive master level, your candidate should have their own equipment at this point. If they don't, you should have some packages that you can promote. So in this case, we always start with the first stage regulator. So in this case, we have it right here. The first stage regulator is going to be connected to your second stage regulator, which is this one. And then we have a other regulator in this configuration, which is your octopus, also second stage regulator. And then we have the high pressure hose that's connected to your pressure in your tank and also the depths that you have on here. And different low pressure hose that you can be using for your low pressure inflator in this case, or even a dry suit, right? And this is the type of regulator you want to show. And then we can discuss more in depth what type of regulator that is as well. So have something available, right? Have the candidate play with it, hold it. They can better understand what's in there. And then, of course, we got the stages in the regulator. So if you want to talk about the first stage, you've got different models. So the one that I just showed you is a diaphragm model. So you'll be able to discuss this with the diaphragm. Diaphragm models are nice in case of colder water because there is no contact with the water as well. So they function really well in colder environment. And then you got the piston model like this one. So this one is a piston, but it does the same thing, right? And again, we got a first stage, we got a second stage, we got a connector that would go to a low pressure inflator. There might be an Air 2 model there for your octopus, dry suit connection, and high pressure as well. So this one would be a piston type regulator. And so you can discuss these things. As you can see, there's excellent drawing on how this works, right, with the diaphragm. And then you got videos of those that are really cool. And then, of course, the piston system, which is really cool for reasons like easier to overhaul. They have fewer parts. So there's also advantages to have a balanced piston regulator. And then a lot of information about the second stage, right? How they work. The downstream valve is another really cool thing to discuss to put people at ease when they function as dive masters, right? And they're looking after the divers and reminding them that because of downstream valve, if anything would occur, it usually results in a free flow and not stopping the air coming out. So you have all these really cool videos in there. You can show the fail-safe that I just mentioned that leads to free flowing, and environmental seal for really, really cold water, or different type of water. And then you have some knowledge check here, and you have different questions you can pick, and so they all relate to those pieces of equipment. If we take question 3, for example, in a regulator, a valve that opens in the direction of flow is referred to, and then you got upstream, fail-safe. This type of valve is considered to be a design. So most probably fail-safe is correct here, and then we want downstream, right? So hopefully this is the right answer. Submit it, and yes, right? So you have that downstream. If anything goes wrong, it just opens it, and because of that, it's a fail-safe design. So cool question here to use, but really focus on getting the equipment in their hands. They need to know what they're using. They need to be familiar with the type of regulator they have. And all these are going to make sense, right? Once they really understand what they're diving with. And they can therefore, after that, better explain, equipment to the divers they're going to be working with. All right.